Eve, agus tá fáilte of Galer. Well, you're all very welcome along here now to Shane McGetkin Park here in Drumshanbo for round one of the TG4 All Ireland Intermediate Football Championship between Leitrim and Wicklow. Well, as you can see, it's absolutely stunning conditions here in Drumshanbo for round one of the Ladies Intermediate Championship. So just to give you the teams first, and we have, starting with Leitrim, we just have one change from the graphic that's about to appear on your screen here, one in the full back line and one in the full forward line. Michelle Monaghan is in goal yet again, and Mary Alice Maguire comes in for Siobhan McCartan. She'll be wearing the number 18 jersey. Half back line is unchanged from the team that started the Connacht final. The team is captained by Claire Owens from St Joseph's. Megan McGovern and Eve Tye partner at midfield again. The half forward line is Laura O'Dowd, Michelle Gucken and Lisa Brown. Michelle Gucken coming into this game as the second highest scorer all across the different leagues. And just one change in the full forward line. Shailin Ward, who captained the Leitrim Miners last year, she'll be coming in praise of Shiva Quinn, and she'll be partnered there by Roisin McHugh and Leah Fox. Yeah. The Wicklow team now, and the full back line is unchanged from the last day. In the half back line, we have Shanna Gotland and captain Sarah Jane Winders and Helena Dowling there, and Shanna Gotland will be coming in place of Lorna Fusiardi from the last day. Niamh McGetkin and Sarah Della Hunt, who started the All Ireland Junior final last year, make up the midfield pairing. Aoife Gorman moves from midfield to centre half forward, and just one change in the full forward line there. Amy Burke from the Ballymount club comes in place of Sheaffer Adams. And then we have the experienced Laura Hogan and Marie Keeley make up the full forward line. So I'm joined here now today on co-commentary by Leitrim legend Maeve Quinn. So Maeve, obviously perfect conditions for football today, and Leitrim coming into this game as two times in a row Connacht champions with a lot of momentum, you'd have to feel.
Yeah, beautiful day here, perfect conditions, at least certainly for the spectators. Yeah, Leitrim have to be coming in. They got a great confidence boost there, beating Roscommon for the second time in the Connacht final. They had unfortunately disappointed, obviously, not getting out of Division 4, but then able to get the Roscommon scalp in the Connacht final, which was a great boost, and they have to come in here on a bit of a high, and certainly expectation is high for this game.
Yeah, and we look at Wicklow obviously coming in as All-Ireland Junior champions, but they did get relegated from Division 4, and only 6 players that started the All-Ireland final last year feature in here today. What do you think we can expect from them?
Well, it's nearly an unknown entity to some extent because, as you say, there's quite a few players, new players on the Wicklow panel. What they've 6 players from their All Ireland winning team last year, so they are the 4th place team, I think, in the Leinster Championship. So definitely they're the underdogs for today's game. But then we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, and we look at the two teams, the other teams in the group here, Wexford and Offaly. It'll be 2 tough games for the team that prevails here today. So both sides will be very much looking to hit the ground running here.
Absolutely, very important for both teams that they get off to a good start. Certainly Offaly and Wexford will be considered much stronger opposition. So from a Leitrim viewpoint, but again, definitely both teams looking here today to come out with the points from this game and get a good start in this TG4 Intermediate Championship.
Yeah, and just looking out here at Shane McGetkin in Drumshanbo, very well kept pitch out there. So will it be a case of dry sod fast ball, do you think?
Well, one would always hope that it's going to be a fast ball anyway. Certainly that suits Leitrim when they start being pedantic around midfield and not fasten it into the forward line, because we do have Leitrim does have a fairly deadly forward line, but that ball needs to be let in quickly.
Yes, and we're just about a minute away here from throw-in here in Drumshanbo. Getting ready to line up for Aaron Levine. And we are almost ready to go here now for round one of the TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Football Championship between Leitrim and Wicklow. Offaly and Wexford facing off in the same competition here at the exact same time. We'll bring you updates from that as we go along if we get a chance. And both Wicklow and Leitrim just getting ready to take to the field. I'll just give you one more reminder of those late changes in case you missed them there. Mary Alice Maguire will be starting a corner back in place of Siobhan McCartan, and Shaylin Ward will be wearing number 27. She'll be lining out in the corner forward position in place of Shiva Quinn. And for Wicklow then, Amy Burke will be in place of Shifa Adams. She'll be lining out also in the corner forward position. So just a minute to go here now, here in Shane McGettigan Park in Drumshanbo. Both teams just, as you can see on your screen, lining out. Referee for this afternoon is Gus Chapman. Two fairly strong midfields there, Niamh McGettigan and Sarah Del Hunt. Both won All-Ireland medals back in September, facing off in midfield. And they'll be joined there for company by Megan McGovern. And in for the throw-in, I suppose, as expected, Michelle Gucken. She's a physical presence around there.
Absolutely, and Michelle usually goes up for the throw-in. She's so strong in the air, and a basketball player, as quite a fine basketball player as well as a fine footballer, and definitely giving Leitrim more of an advantage there just for the throw-in. And I expect to see her heading in then into the centre half forward position as soon as the throw-in's done.
And we are underway here in Drumshanbo. Both teams very much looking to hit the ground running. And it's Wicklow who are in possession first of all. The girls from the Garden County having a fairly mixed year so far. Had a good showing in Leinster, but ultimately getting relegated to Division 4 after 2 draws and a loss. Really put it up to a fancy Kildare side earlier on in the championship, but ultimately couldn't get the better of them. And their captain, Sarah Jane Winders, is coming through here now. And Winders knocks it up and over the bar, and Wicklow are off the mark. Sarah Jane Winders, of course, captained this Wicklow team to an All-Ireland only last year. Getting her team off the mark. Not the start that Leitrim may have wanted, but they're counter-attacking here now. It's in there now to Leah Fox. Leah Fox, who scored that crucial goal in the Connacht final against Roscommon. Taking on Sarah Jane Winders. She has pace. Fox off the left. And good score from Leah Fox. An ideal response there from Leitrim, Maeve.
Yeah, exactly what you need. And again, Leitrim keeping good and wide. Lots of options there for Leah, so the player had to make her decision to go with her.
Player just tying her lace there, I think, off your screen. And Wicklow get ready to restart. Alina Dowling from Bolton Glass. Winters again. Winters under pressure, just loses it. It's Aoife Gorman that has it now. Normally lines out at midfield, but she's taken up the number 11 jersey to there. But you can imagine you'll see a lot of her around the middle third today. And it's going to be a free out to Wicklow. They're under no great panic to get it out. It's with Sarah Hogan now, of course, a player with vast experience in this Wicklow team. It's that late replacement, Amy Burke, on the ball there. She gives it off to Laura Hogan. Hogan to Gorman. Gorman has pace and power. She's storming through. Leitrim try to block her, and that they do. And it's Ailish Turl that comes out with the ball there. Strong defending there by Leitrim to block off Aoife Gorman from Tinnahealy, the county champions. Leitrim bringing it to the hands there now, and it's Shaylin Ward after getting her first touch there. The girl that captained the Leitrim Miners last year. Leah Fox picks it up again. Just the 1 point for Leitrim so far, and it's Fox that have gotten it. Well, an ambitious but a somewhat poor early ball there. That's going to be easily mocked up by Wicklow. Girls from the Garden County working it out slowly to the hands yet again. Here's Lucy Dunn now. Lucy, Gus Chapman says, play on, it's an advantage. Into the corner forward now. It's with Marie Keeley and Bolton Glass. The girl that knows where the posts are if the chance presents itself. Laura Hogan. Hogan to Maeve Deeney. Deeney with the shot, but that's going to drift over to the right and wide. But Gus Chapman, I think, is going to bring it back for a free. Interesting to see who steps up to take this now. Both Niamh Cullen and Maeve Deeney can take the frees. And it's going to be Marie Keeley, actually, that is going to step forward and take this. And Keeley, that's a fairly routine score there now for her. 2 points to 1 here with 4 minutes played here in Drumshanbo. That's Michelle Monaghan getting it out to the left-hand side, of course. As you can probably hear from behind me, had a very good game in the Connacht final. Arguably saved the game from in the eyes of many. Pretty much all Wicklow in possession terms so far. Niamh McGettigan gets it again now. McGettigan plays here with her two sisters. Sarah Delahunt to Laura Hogan. Hogan to Deeney. Deeney, a real dangerous player, has been known to play around the full forward line. Gives it off to Aoife Gorman again. Not that many options though, she has to turn around. Gorman back out to Laura Hogan again. And it's Shanna Gotlin coming forward here. Gotlin gives it, was looking for the return pass I think, but it goes over here to Deeney. Deeney with the shot, but it takes the momentum out of it. Charlene Tyrrell tries to get to that. And Leitrim are on the move again here now. Leah Fox coming deep for this one now. She's 1 point scored already today. She's playing very much with her head up. Fox looking for Michelle Guckin, who gets her first touch but spills it. Guckin been challenged there by the Wicklow captain Sarah Jane Winders, and Guckin with the outside of the boot. And Guckin with an excellent score there now, and typical of Michelle Guckin, maybe if she gets a chance she'll take it.
Fine shot. I was wondering would Leah had made the run in on the far side of the post as well. There was a possibility she went for the score. Beautiful point there by Michelle. And Shayla Moore getting on the ball here. Yeah. Just enough pressure to get the ball back.
And Leitrim trying to build up a bit of momentum here. Of course, came into this game arguably as favourites, but it's never easy to predict, particularly down at your Division 3s and Division 4s, both teams so evenly matched. And Leah Fox wins her free in there, and certainly that'll be a welcome thing for Leitrim to get, given that they mightn't have started as they would have liked, maybe at the tempo they would have liked.
It's mostly Wicklow at the moment. Wicklow certainly putting Leitrim under pressure and getting the ball down quickly to their own forward line. Now the back line have been doing very well in terms of not giving them a chance to get in at a goal, but certainly Leitrim will expect to get more of the ball up front.
Michelle Guckin, she has 246 scored so far, but she's not going to add another one. And Leitrim's first wide of the game. Leitrim seem to be playing against a bit of a breeze as well too. That's definitely affecting things.
Yeah, strong win there. It seems like playing against Leitrim, playing into it.
And that'll certainly benefit Wicklow, are looking to move that ball through the hands when they have the wind at their backs. Nice ball in there from Deeney into Sarah Delahunt, but Michelle Monaghan was wise to it. Oh, it's a poor pass from Claire Owens, and did she commit a foul on Amy Burke? Well, Gus Chapman is going to go in there and have a look. Claire is protesting her innocence.
There was certainly very little in it. We'll wait and see what the umpires have to say.
Yeah, well, that would be pretty much a disaster from a Leitrim point of view to concede a penalty so early, but didn't look like there was an awful lot in it, if we're being truthful. But ultimately, Gus Chapman will have the final say over that. And it's going to be a penalty. Well, Claire Owens won't be happy with that. She has her arms out just off camera there. But Michelle Monaghan, she was tested in the Connacht final, and she's going to be tested here now.
I certainly hope he's going. He has a ticked her in the book for it as well.
Yeah, Claire Owen certainly not a happy woman. It's her 4th year as captain of the Leitrim team.
Once you give a free there in the big square, it's going to be a penalty anyway.
Maeve Deeney, and it's into the back of the net, and Wicklow are ahead, and it's Maeve Deeney. Interesting to see how Leitrim react to this now. They've been behind in games before, and they've come back. Laura Hogan just fouled over there on the right hand side.
Yeah.
And Wicklow exactly where they want to be at the minute. It's Niamh McGettigan now. No great pressure on them here now with 9 minutes gone. Round 1 of this TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship. Shanna Gatlin over here to Laura Hogan, but it's just going to drift over there to the left. Carla Le Guin is going to gather that. She's playing very deep at the minute. She does like to get forward. I think Maeve, you described her as a very attack-minded back before, and here's Charlene Tyrrell coming out with it now.
Yes, she would have played most of her club football all her club football in the forward line. It's her 2nd year in the back line, but she does very well.
And Niamh Teague hands it off to Emma McGovern. And it's going to be a bit of a battle for Roisin McHugh to get that one, but she picks it up. Roisin gives it across to Guckin. Guckin, can't you get the goal? And it's a goal for Leitrim. Roisin McHugh feeding Michelle Guckin, and you do not give a player of her calibre that kind of space, and Leitrim are back in it.
Roisin McHugh did great work there, getting possession on that ball just enough, and right player finishing it off, as you say.
2 goals already so far. It's worth bearing in mind that the last time these two sides met, Wicklow ended up being relegated to junior football by Leitrim. It finished 6-14 to 3-14 on that occasion. Will we see something similar? Be certainly very interesting as we go along. Michelle Guckin, her 3rd goal of the year so far, coming into this game as the player of the month. And she's certainly, I suppose, living up to that tag so far, Maeve, with the way she took that goal.
Absolutely, and she's just capable of keeping the head and coming round the goalie and finishing it off. No, Wicklow attacking again here now, and they're certainly driving forward at Leitrim.
Yeah, here's Niamh Cullen now.
Lovely ball to the wing there to Lucy Dunn.
Lovely switch there to Lucy Dunn, who goes past Roisin McHugh. Bit of a dodgy ball inside, but they gather it up. Deanie has it again, the girl that scored the penalty just a few minutes ago.
Very well taken penalty.
Certainly nestled it low and hard in the right hand corner. There wasn't much Michelle Monaghan could do about it. Aoife Gorman now. Gorman back to Amy Burke, who was a late change for Sheaffer Adams. Laura Hogan to Helena Dowling. Helena Dowling, needle ball in there to the middle. Dowling takes it again. Dowling to Deanie. And it's a good score from Deanie. Well, she's added to that penalty she's gotten already. And kicking Leitrim a point, or kicking Wicklow rather, a point ahead. 12 minutes gone here, and Leitrim starting to feel the heat at home here now. It's warm 16 to 17 degrees here, and it's about to get an awful lot hotter if the action here is anything to go by. Poor delivery in there. And Wicklow will mop that up all day. A lot of experience back there. The likes of Sarah Hogan and Sarah Jane Winders have played county football for a good couple of years. Won an All-Ireland Junior last year. Nice ball in there to Marie Keelan. And a nice score as well too. And that has kicked Wicklow 2 ahead. Keelan with her 2nd of the afternoon.
Very, very confident play there by her.
Another restart for Leitrim. Another experienced player there, Charlene Tyrrell, the only Mohill player on the squad. Giving it off to Ailish Cornan. lined out around half back in midfield before. She's taken up the full back berth today. Good interception there by Lucy Dunn. But I think the referee is going to call it back for a free to Leitrim from where the ball landed. No, he's going to bring it back to around the middle. Obviously spotted a little tug or something that we weren't aware of.
I think a push on Ailish Corning just as she was kicking the ball.
It's a long ball in there to Roisin McHugh. It's going to be tough to get for her to get that one. But she got it down eventually to Leah Fox. Fox who gives it to Gucken. And the right woman in the right place makes it a 1 point game.
Again, great work by Roisin McHugh. A lovely pass in there from Leah to Michelle.
Michelle, well, it only took her 14 minutes to score 1-2. She had 425 to her name coming in to this game. She was joint second highest scorer in the whole country along with Amy Mackin and from Armagh and Louise Nimar Hartig from Kerry. Very esteemed company to be keeping. Fox exchanges passes there. Oh, but it hits the foot of the post. Well, that could have been embarrassing. Niamh Tighe now. Back to Fox again. She's going to have a second go.
No.
But she gets more power, but a bit less accuracy on this occasion, unfortunately, Maeve.
Yes, I think the goalie did have it covered though. She was standing at that post. But had it read, I think.
Oh, poor kick out here. There's something on here. It's Roisin McHugh, the corner forward. McHugh, there's definitely a point on. And a point is the result there. Bit of carelessness on Wicklow's behalf there.
Yes.
And Roisin McHugh making no mistake with the finish there to level the game.
Great work by Roisin McHugh again there. Leitrim pushing up well for the Wicklow kick out, putting them under a bit of pressure. That's the second kick out they've won there now.
15 minutes played here in Shane McGettigan Park. And poor kick out from Jackie Kinch there. Quick ball in there from Ailish Corning. It's something on here. Leah Fox exchanges passes with Laura O'Dowd. O'Dowd with the shot and O'Dowd with the score. And Laura O'Dowd with her 4th goal of the year. Had 3-11 scored so far coming into this game. And Leitrim very much in the ascendancy after that.
Great run in there. Lovely little interplay between Leah and Laura, and almost her signature goal shot there. She's very good at putting them away in that situation. But Leitrim pushing up on this Wicklow kick out is certainly putting them under pressure and giving them making trouble for them.
Yeah, such good interplay between the forwards and there, the likes of Leah Fox and Roisin McHugh, Laura O'Dowd, Michelle Gucken. They all know where each other are at all times.
Lovely ball there from Carol Le Guin to switching it across to Shirlene Terrell.
A real variety of their play. Leitrim seem to like to use the width of the field a lot more, where Wicklow seem to prefer to carry it. Shirlene Terrell out to Fox. Fox out here to Carol Le Guin, a woman who we know does like to get forward. McGuinn to McHugh, and McGuinn a chance at a goal, but she decides to go for the point, and it could easily have been a goal though.
It could. I'd say it crossed her mind to decide which to go for.
Yeah, in the end, she took the Kevin McMenamin approach. She hit it hard enough that it would have gone over the bar, but it might have dipped just underneath the crossbar, but it didn't. And as we've come to expect from this particular championship, very much exciting times here. 3 goals and 9 points, and we've barely just played the first quarter. And it started on the back foot. Leitrim very much coming back into the game now. A goal from Laura O'Dowd and Michelle Gucken, just in case you're joining us late here. Aoife Gorman now. Gorman likes to play at midfield but can operate anywhere around the middle third. Gets a good ball in there to Amy Burke. Burke with the shot. Oh, and it just flashes wide of the goal. And it looks like it took some sort of a deflection there and it's going to be a 45. But it looks like Michelle Monaghan seemed to hurt herself in the process.
Is it a 45 or is he giving a free, I wonder?
Yeah, well, he has his hand up, so yeah.
I think there may have been advantage there for Wicklow and he's pulling it back to a free.
Yeah, it must be a free in, but...
Michelle Monaghan appears to have got a bang.
Yeah, just seems to have taken a small bit of a knock as they're going in here, but I suppose we have time to catch our breath, Maeve. What have you made of it? It's lived up to its expectations, I think.
It has indeed a great scoreline there, 2-5 to 1-4. Great. Both forward lines are well capable of driving through when they're in attack. And Wicklow taking some beautiful points up front. Great game here today.
And what do you make of Leitrim's attacking play overall? Obviously, Michelle Guckin is at the centre of things, but the likes of Roisin McHugh and Leah Fox having a real influence in there as well too.
They've linked really well together, and they are, as you mentioned, keeping it well spread. I think it's much Leitrim's advantage when they keep it wide and give themselves space to run into.
A nice little crowd gathered here in Drumshanbo to watch this game here. Of course, important to hit the ground running on an occasion like this where it's pretty much a clean start. Of course, from a Leitrim perspective as well, two tough away trips to Wexford and Offaly in store here. It would have been regarded as slightly stronger teams, but they've certainly been tested here so far. And in the meantime, good to see Michelle Monaghan getting to her feet there. Played such a crucial role in that Connacht final win over Roscommon. And
She had made two fantastic saves in that second half.
That's an easy score for Marie Keelan there, her third of the afternoon.
Yeah, Michelle Monaghan certainly kept keeping Leitrim, as you mentioned, in the Connacht final in it. Leitrim struggling now to get it, moving it up the field.
Ailish Cornan has now a woman that won an All-Ireland with Cavan many years ago before she transferred up here. Good attacking play here by Elisa Brune, who likes to run at the defence. It's Leah Fox, but was she brought down inside the square? Well, it was the infringement occurred just outside the box, and it's going to be a fairly easy free to Leitrim just to tap over the bar. You imagine Michelle Guckin will take this one. They're very much playing with goals on their mind today, Maeve.
Well, they usually are, it has to be said, Oisín. If the opportunity's on, it definitely is important to go for it, and Leah would always be a player that would be looking for the goal at all times. This should be an easy one for Michelle now.
Michelle Guckin kicking her 48th point of this year so far. One from Kiltubber coming into this game in a rich vein of form. That's her third of the afternoon so far, along with that goal she got earlier. Lucy Dunn coming up the field here from the corner back berth. Gives it off to Aoife Gorman. Gorman, she has Laura Hogan in support. Laura Hogan, the Tina Healy woman with loads of experience, gives it off to Maeve Deely, and a fine score there from Deely from a considerable distance. That's her second point of the afternoon.
Lovely score there, and Wicklow certainly able to pick off those points from far out.
Carol Le Guin has a lot of space in front of her here. She's been pursued by Aoife Gorman, and Gorman doing very well there to try and win that ball back, and Gorman gets a free. Excellent work by the woman from Tinahely, and danger on here for Leitrim. It's with Laura Hogan now. Hogan to Amy Burke. Burke with the shot, but it's just not quite going to have the accuracy. And I think that's Wicklow's first wide of the afternoon. Driven out the field again by Michelle Monaghan. Carla Gwynn has it again. Guckin out to midfield. Long ball, searching ball in there to Roisin McHugh. McHugh, she has Shaylin Ward for support, but in the end it's given to Shaylin Ward, and Shaylin gets it, but it looked like a good shot, but it just tailed off to the left at the very end, and it's gathered up by Jackie Kinch. And now it finds its way to Sarah Jane Winters, just extending passes there with Sarah Hogan. Of course, Sarah, a sister of Laura. Two women have given a great service to Wicklow football over the years. Alina Dowling has gotten forward so much so far today. Dowling with the ball into Keeley. Keeley turns. It's going to be another free in there.
Yeah, she got a bit of a pull back when she was turning before she lost the ball.
And we just see number 4 there. That's Mary Alice Maguire wearing the number 4 jersey there.
Yeah, that's Mary Alice Maguire.
Yeah,
she should be wearing number 18.
Yeah, just for clarity there, in case anyone has the programme. Of course, if you go onto Twitter or any of the social media pages, you can get them, just in case you want to follow what's going on here. That's Marie Keeley with her 5th of the afternoon. Keeley gets it again inside. And danger on here for Wicklow if they can get it to the right player, and they do. And in over the top here to Burke, and Amy Burke just in the end she pokes it into the back of the net, and the Leitrim defence unfortunately just went to sleep there. And Amy Burke, who was a late addition there, getting Wicklow's 2nd goal of the afternoon. Pressure very much on here now.
Absolutely, and the kickouts are proving crucial in this game. Leitrim haven't been put under pressure for the kickouts, and equally, and Wicklow getting the upper hand, really proven very crucial in this game. The winning your own kickout.
Wicklow determined not to let Leitrim out. They're doing that just now through the hands. Ailish Cornan now. Another long ball in there to Roisin McHugh. McHugh, a girl that's got plenty of pace, gives it in here to Fox.
Laura Dowd.
Or Laura Dowd, I beg your pardon. Dowd. And it's Fox that has it now. Fox twists, turns, looking. She had Michelle Gucken as an option in the end. She goes back to Megan McGovern. The Ballinamore woman takes the shot, and a very good score there by Megan McGovern. That'll give them a boost.
Just the score that was needed. A great score there taken by Megan McGovern, who was also a minor last year for Leitrim.
Yeah, so many young players out there, the likes of Shaylin Ward, Megan McGovern. Sarah Jane Winters now, very recognisable with that blue bandana. And the sun just starting to emerge here in Drumshanbo. An absolutely beautiful day here by the shores of Lough Allen. Laura Hogan gets it again. He's got not a lot of ball, but still has yet to score. Maeve Keeley and Marie Keeley and Maeve Deeney, I beg your pardon there, scoring 1-7 between them so far. Della Hunt to Niamh Cullen again. Another player not unknown to rack up big scores, but she's yet to score today. But she gives it to the scorer-in-chief, Marie Keeley, but Keeley just hitting that one to the left and wide. Wicklow's 2nd of the afternoon. 27 minutes gone here. Scores pretty much level. And a fair reflection of how things have gone so far, I think it's fair to say, Maeve.
Absolutely. Both teams seem to be getting the upper hand when it comes to taking the scores, but the kick out, I was saying, it's proven crucial. Whoever wins the kick out seems to be able to bring it up the field and convert it most of the time to a score. Certainly Marie Keeley putting the Leitrim backline under pressure there in terms of being able to take that shot. Narrowly missing there now.
And it looked like Niamh Tighe just made her way off the field there. We're just about to hear the substitution there.
Substitution on the Leitrim side. Niamh Tighe is replaced by number 20, Brona O'Rourke.
So Brona O'Rourke making her way in there now in place of Niamh Tighe. Wicklow on the attack again, but Ailish Cornan tries to get that ball away, but is unable to do so. Amy Burke, one of the goal scorers, and Laura Hogan battling so hard for possession in there. And they work it out here to Keeley again, but doesn't quite have the power it needed. And it drops short into the hands of Michelle Monaghan. Leitrim counter-attack again. There's Michelle Gucken, who's come deep to take that one.
Bruno
There's
Ross on the ball.
Bruno O'Rourke getting her first touch of the afternoon. One of the younger contingent on this Leitrim panel. Roisin McHugh now. McHugh to Guckin. Guckin looking for an option. Uses the width. That's with Lisa Bruin now. Bruin has options to her left and right. Gives it to Leah Fox again. She has scored a point already today and has threatened on a few more occasions, but looks like Gus Chapman just spotted something off the ball there. And it's going to be a free in. Michelle Guckin, she's a fair distance out, but it's not beyond her, you'd have to say.
Yes, but the game wind does appear to be against Leitrim, so it is going to be a hard one for her. A fairly strong breeze blowing down the pitch.
Oh, and
Nicely
Laura
done.
O'Dowd has gotten away there. O'Dowd back to Guckin. Guckin, can she get a shot away? The D crowded out, but clever play there by Leitrim, it has to be said. Very good thinking there by Michelle Guckin.
Great awareness by Michelle Guckin to see Laura making that run.
Laura adding to that goal she got earlier on. Of course, you have to play with your head as much as you have to do with your heart, and Leitrim certainly have done both today. Shanna Gatlin. Gatlin gets a forward here to Sarah Delahunt. There's danger here if she advances any further. Delahunt decides to take the shot on, but the umpire signals it's going to be a wide. Wicklow's third of the afternoon.
Yeah, she had more options there than that shot from far out. It might have certainly, there was a bit of a numerical advantage nearly to Wicklow that time.
Sarah Delahunt lined out at half forward a good bit during the league, so very much an attack-minded midfielder. Shaylin Ward, captain of last year's Leitrim minor team, gets it. It's out here to Bruno O'Rourke, getting her second possession of the day. Claire Owens now, the Leitrim captain. Well, it looked like it was a good idea to try and pick out a fellow player there, but they win it back eventually.
Both teams having a bit of unforced errors there in the last little while.
As Leah Fox gets the shot away and is... Oh, well, it looked like it was Shane Ward, I think, there that was trying to get a touch. Oh, no, it was actually Roisin McHugh that tried to get a touch to that, but there might have been just a small bit too much momentum on it.
Yeah, just unfortunate she just didn't get it hit right. It was going hard.
Both teams with 3 wides each. Leitrim just slightly ahead, but by the nature of this game, it could go pretty much anyway. Sarah Delahunt again. Laura Hogan taking it again. Hogan, well, it looks like she barged her way, tried to barge her way through the Leitrim defence there, but just Gus Chapman isn't having any of it. Carla Gwynn just took a bit of a bang there, but she's up again, and it's heading out in her direction there, but it looks like it's going to fall to Mary Alice Maguire. A late change for Siobhan McCartan. Shaylin Ward has it again. Ward, oh, clever little 1-2 there with Laura O'Dowd. Ward, was she fouled? No, she wasn't. Roisin McHugh coming here on the loop. McHugh with a difficult shot. Oh, but it goes to Michelle Guckin, but Michelle just couldn't quite direct it where it needed to go. And it's a 4th wide for Leitrim. Certainly, Guckin looking to get in the danger zone there whenever she gets a chance.
It's very similar to the last shot that we didn't manage to get it into the back of the net.
And there it is. We've 32 minutes played. Well, I don't know about you, Maeve, but it felt like only 5 minutes. It's been incredible stuff. It's
been end to end, as I say. It has. They've been up and down the field all the time, and both great scoreline, 2-8, 2-7. Really entertaining game here.
Yeah, and make sure if you're going to make a cup of tea, do not go away, because we'll bring you all the second half here in Drumshanbo in just about 15 or 20 minutes time. I will bring you all the latest scores from around the country as well too, but for the minute it's Leitrim slightly in the lead here. 2-8 to 2-7 is how it reads at half time here in Drumshanbo. And we're back here. Just slightly late returning there, but we're certainly looking forward to it as much as you are. If you just saw the first half there, an absolutely rip-roaring game. Pretty much anyone who I spoke to at half-time all had the same thing to say. A fantastic game of football with great forward play. We haven't been made aware of any changes so far to either team. I think there was just the one change for Leitrim there earlier on in the first half. Bronagh Rourke came on from Megan McGovern, but don't see any changes on the Wicklow side either. So we're back underway here now and looking forward to an exciting second half of football. Carol McGuinn has the ball now. Gives it outside to Ailish Kernan. Kernan tries to play a ball into Leah Fox there. She has to go right over to the corner. Fox has caused a lot of trouble here today. Back out to Elisa Brune. Might have gotten her name mixed up there. Back out to Kernan. We're in the number 3, but playing fairly high up the pitch. Carla Gwynn. She has Roisin McHugh for support. O'Dowd back to Kernan. Kernan with a very ambitious shot, but a bit too ambitious on that particular occasion, and just drifting through the left and wide.
Ailish Kernan coming very far up the field there. Of course, Wicklow have only left 2 players in the forward half of the field. All the rest of the Wicklow players back down and defending. Now Wicklow are on the driving forward again.
Ailish Kernan won in All-Ireland with Cavan way back in 2014, so brings plenty of experience here today. Wicklow getting their first spell of possession of the second half. Train them by a point, but things can change very quickly. Aoife Gorman taking on Laura O'Dowd. Gorman has to go back. She reached the end line. Back to Deaney. Deaney, she has 1-2 already today, but she's not about to add to that total.
A very similar wide to what Leitrim had just down the other side of the field, so tit for tat on the wides as well as the scores.
Yeah, Maeve Deaney has been known to play in the full forward line. She's a force to be reckoned with. She scored 2-2 in the Leinster final and has 1-2 already here today. Nice little ball across by Leah Fox to Roisin McHugh. Has a bit of space in front of her. She's looking for Guckin, but Sarah Jane Winters has that one covered.
Yeah, she hit it a bit short. Roisin hitting that ball a bit short. No way it was going to get as far as Michelle Guckin. And Mary Alice reading that one well, right out in front of her player.
Yeah, she's going to gather that one up. Of course, Mary Alice, late addition to this Leitrim side, but she took too many steps on that occasion. Just a bit of naivety on her part. It's going to be another free into Wicklow side that have certainly had their fair share of goal chances.
Yeah, Leitrim need to be letting that ball on. There's no need for the full back to be soloing out with it.
Laura Hogan again now. Shanna Gotland bringing it forward.
Close attention by Charlene Terrell there.
Charlene Terrell likes to get forward but can also defend very competently as well. Out here to Deaney. Deaney to Gotland. Gotland, who also plays a bit of camogie with the county team. Laura Hogan, just as the sun beginning to glare down on us here in Drumshanbo. Absolutely a beautiful location and a beautiful facility on a beautifully kept pitch and a beautiful game of football. And it's a very ambitious effort there from Laura Hogan. It's another wide for Wicklow. Just starting to sap the momentum a small bit.
Yeah, I was thinking Niamh McGettigan made a great run through the centre there for Wicklow. I was wondering if they're going to get the ball back to her. She's certainly a player that likes to drive on and cuts through the centre.
And Gus Chapman, I think, ordering Michelle Monaghan just to retake that. Might have taken it from the wrong position.
She seemed to take it from behind the 21-yard line. Telling her to come out as far as the 21-yard line, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's a poor effort from her on that with that kick out.
Yes, Amy Burke collecting it.
Burke back to Gorman, storming through the middle. And Gorman inside to Hogan, and Hogan, well, she's threatened enough already. And the woman from the Tinahely club gets the goal for Wicklow. And it's very much game on here now.
And you can certainly hear Wicklow here encouraging their players to push up on that Leitrim kick out. They don't intend to let Leitrim get back into this. Great goal there from Wicklow.
Laura Hogan and her sister Sarah, so much experience on this Wicklow team. It's gone back down the other end now. Sarah Jane Winters clearing that ball out. And up comes Shanna Gotland, who, as I mentioned, also plays a bit of camogie as well with the Wicklow team, who've been on a fairly good run of late. Helena Dowling exchanging passes with Niamh Cullen. Another dangerous player when she gets an opportunity. Has yet to score yet today, though. Jackie Byrne way up here from corner back. Byrne forced to go back to Cullen.
And Wicklow really driving forward here. Now they've just got 2 players back in their own back line. Certainly pushing up on Leitrim and putting the pressure on. Been very patient and playing it round, and there we're going through there. Niamh McGettigan powering forward again.
McGettigan, but just takes a heavy solo. And Ailish Kernan is going to map that up, but in the process I think she just pushed Ailish.
I think Ailish has got the free, yeah.
Michelle Munn decides to go short to Carla Le Guin. Le Guin has to go all the way back again, and look where Michelle Guckin is, way back in her own half-back, or Avian Quinn, I beg your pardon. Hasn't gotten on an awful lot of ball today, but again, that's where you want to be as a back. Michelle Guckin currently just stationed in the full forward line where she can do the most damage. It's going to be a hot ball here now. Aoife Gorman and Ailish Kernan, 2 very strong players facing each other now. Gus Chapman just kindly ushering the players away. It's 1v1 here, and who's going to come out on top? And it's Leitrim that come away with it. Leah Fox carrying it away now, wearing number 14, but coming deep to scavenge. Oh, a lot of pace in that ball into Roisin McHugh. She's going to find it hard to get the one. She won it back, but in the process, she seemed to have fouled her marker. And she took a bit of a bang there. It's the Lucy Dunn from the St. Patrick's Club that just took a bit of a knock there, but seemed like a promising attack for Leitrim up until that point.
Leah gave a lovely ball up to Roisin, just let it go too high. Very little seemed to happen there, but that player looks to be in a bit of bother. And Leitrim really need to keep possession when they're moving forward. They've given away a few balls on into the forward line. They need to make sure that they're holding possession. It's critical they don't give it away when they get to that 45 area.
Certainly, this is a game that has ebbed and flowed like the waters of the Atlantic Ocean.
Great work there by Laura O'Dowd.
And they win it back. O'Dowd gets it again. O'Dowd with a point already today, and that's her second point of the afternoon. An ideal response from Leitrim, and they're back within 2. And of course, can't forget the score of a goal in the first half as well. Laura O'Dowd giving her county a real boost here. The smallest county in Ireland, but certainly not the smallest when it comes to determination. And it's Roisin McHugh. McHugh gives it off to Megan McGovern. Can Megan McGovern get it in? And the referee has awarded a free in, and it's going to be a penalty from Megan McGovern. Well, her attempted a fist just went over there to the right and wide. And a big opportunity for Leitrim here with 8 minutes gone in the second half, Maeve.
That's a big decision by the referee, but certainly her arm was being held as she was trying to get that ball fisted. I presume Michelle Guckin may step up. Leah Fox stepping up to take it.
It's going to be Leah Fox now, the woman from Glencarr Hamilton scored a crucial goal in the Connacht final, and she won't get a better opportunity to raise a green flag than the one she has now.
Great work there by Megan McGovern. First off, winning the kick out, and then getting that penalty.
Leah Fox against Jackie Kinch.
Oh,
Oh, but it's drifted just narrowly to the right and wide. Well, she appeared to be trying to do what Maeve Deaney did in the first half, just tried to nestle it in that bottom right-hand corner, but it didn't work out, unfortunately.
that's a very unfortunate miss there for Leitrim. Could have really needed that goal. There's only a point in it at the moment, though.
Yeah, certainly anything can happen, but hopefully it's not a mistake that Leitrim will live to regret.
Nice.
And they have it back again. Fox, you go and try and lob the goal, eh? Oh, and it's just drifted to the left and wide. Well, as I said before, you cannot take your eye off it. And I suppose just looking back, was she better to try and work something, or was that worth the attempt, do you think, Maeve?
Oh, certainly worked the attempt. She'll be absolutely disgusted that wasn't on target, so she will. Well, I'd say she'll make sure to make up for it later.
Yeah, certainly, if they've proven one thing, that they can hit them from all sorts of angles. Jackie Kinch restarts the play. Out to Sarah Delahunt. She's surrounded by not one but two players. Shane Ward and Brona Work tried to just squeeze her out there. Yeah, Fox took a bit of a bang, but she's up there again. Sarah Jane Winters has to play it across to Lucy Dunn. Down to Alina Dowling. Back into the middle. Nice move here, coming together by Wicklow. And now it's Shanna Gotland from Tina Healy, the county champions, that has it. Niamh Cullen. She has Gorman to her right. She's under pressure there from Elisa Bruin. And Bruin, just as you can see, very disappointed in herself for having conceded that foul.
Yeah, just a bit of a tug back there. She was attempting to get in front of the player.
It's going to be Marie Keeley going to step forward to take this one. She's already kicked 3 points from frees already today. It's a tricky one for a right-footed free taker, but she's proven she can do it in the past, and she's proven it yet again. Well, it's her 6th of the afternoon and Wicklow's 8th.
Great score there by Marie Keeley, very well taken.
Helena Dowling gathers that one up. Wicklow putting such ferocious pressure on that Leitrim kick out. And up from full back, Sarah Hogan. Gorman out to Maeve Deaney. Deaney lobs it forward, looking again for the danger woman, Marie Keeley. Oh, but well done there by Elisa Bruin to gather that one up.
Great work there by Elise Bruin, cutting in and reading that ball could come down from the two of them. Great work.
Bruin O'Rourke deep inside her own half. She's down to be up at corner forward, but has come deep here now. Eilish Kernan
giving great balls all day, down finding players as she kicks the ball down.
Yeah, and it's going to be a line ball there now. Amy Burke just a bit of a no-nonsense approach there, kicking that ball out. Scored a goal in the first half. It seems to have come deep yet again.
Leitrim need to start driving forward. I always get nervous when they start this thing of going over and back along the midfield line.
2 points down with 13 minutes played. They really need something big to lift them now. Leah Fox, good ball in there to Gucken. Gucken, she has two players against her. Gucken against Winders. Out here to Shaylin Ward. Can it curl in? No, it can't. And unfortunately for Shaylin Ward, just drifting to the right and wide. Leitrim's 6th of the afternoon by my count.
Yeah, and Leitrim, Wicklow seem to be getting that kick out that we're talking about. And they're putting a bit of disarray in the Leitrim backline, putting them under pressure when they are driving forward.
And Shanna Gotland just have taken a bit too many steps there.
Good pressure from Shaylin Ward.
It's back with Claire Owens now. Claire who's played 475 minutes, and that's before you take, so far this season, and that's before you take this game into account. The longest of any Leitrim player so far this season. And Laura Dowd, unfortunately, just coughs up another free there. And Wicklow restarted again. It's Niamh Cullen from Blessington. Cullen to Sarah Delahunt. No great urgency from Wicklow here now. They just seem determined not to do anything too rash, to protect that lead that they have. Helena Dowling. Oh, good ball inside here to Amy Burke. But Amy looked like she was fouled. Well, Wicklow looked like they wanted to play on there, but it's been brought back for a free.
Yeah, Wicklow did look like they had the momentum driving through there. Not that happy about the referee giving them the free rather than advantage.
That's going to be another chance at a free in here now. And it's going to be Marie Keeling to take that one. Keeling to add a 7th point, but it hits the post and drifts over to the right and wide. Just didn't quite get the power that she needed to drive that one over.
No, and I think there's a deceptively strong breeze blowing against her. So when she was that bit closer, she didn't give it the same power.
And just spotted there Shiva Quinn coming in there for Roisin McHugh, who was bright in the first half but just faded slightly in the second.
Substitution on the Leitrim side, Shiva Quinn, number 15.
Yeah, then one or two balls not getting into possession. Oof.
Owens, Claire Owens just giving it away to Shanna Gotland. Gotland has it forward to Amy Burke. Burke takes it forward.
Here,
is there a shot on? Gives it inside to Laura Hogan, but it just spills all over the place, and eventually it's Charlene Tyrrell from Mohill that gets it out. But it's going to be a free in for some reason, because Chapman just saw something he didn't like there, and it's going to be a very kickable free for Wicklow. Well, Marie Keeley will get few softer frees, or easier frees I should say, than that one.
Yeah, hard to see where the free was there, given that maybe he had his hand up for advantage before that.
She, as expected, sends that one over the bar. 7 points for Marie Keeley from Baltinglass this afternoon.
3 points between them now, 3-9 to 2-9. Wicklow ahead by that goal.
Yeah,
Megan McGovern on the ball.
which are really in need of a spark here now. Megan McGovern takes it there. Of course, Leitrim coming into this game without the injured Emma McGovern. They're only absentee as far as I know, and it looked like Megan McGovern was charging, but people can't see it, maybe you're not happy with that.
No, it looked just as equally that the player was pulling at her, but referee's decision is final. It was an unfortunate one.
When Gus Chapman makes a decision, he sticks by it.
Most referees do.
There wouldn't be referees if they weren't stubborn. And Elisa Bruin winning a line ball there, but no, she has to give it back to Shanna Gotland.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Elisa's hand knocked it out.
But it has slowed things down. Of course, they've been playing with the wind at their backs so far, but they don't appear to have made full advantage of it. And it's Aoife Gorman has it again now. He's gotten on a lot of ball here today, Aoife Gorman.
And Wicklow are certainly pulling Leitrim out a lot more than they were in the first half in the forward line.
And Niamh Cullen tries to make her way through that Leitrim rearguard, and she's fouled. And it's going to be another fairly kickable free for Marie Keeley. And if she puts this one over, it's fair to say it'll put a bit of distance between the two sides.
It will indeed. Leitrim certainly haven't done much in terms of getting scores in the second half. They're under a bit of pressure. They haven't got that movement going in the second half that they had in the first half in terms of getting their scores. And an easy tap over there again.
As expected, Marie Keeley making it 4 points between the teams. Nearly 10 minutes to go here now. It'll be a big final surge needed from Leitrim. McGovern was in chase there, but Shailen Ward got it. Ward to Tyrrell. Just took a bit of a knock as she was trying to gather that one there. And it's going to be a free in, but Wicklow looking to get a few bodies back. I just see off your screen there, Maeve Deany starting to make her way back.
Yeah, Wicklow not that happy with that free. And it was an easy enough one to have gotten. Ball moved forward. Oh.
It's a poor one followed by Eilish Kern, a bit uncharacteristic for an experienced player like that. And Wicklow about to mount a counter-attack.
Yeah,
with Laura Hogan, who's come deep there. Hogan gives it off to Eve Cullen. Cullen inside to Deany again. Looks for an option, decides to switch it over to Keeley, but it's gathered up by Elisa Bruin there. Now, what can Leitrim do with this ball? Bruin, she has Claire Owens, decides to go with Charlene Tyrrell instead. Charlene, it's a long ball into the corner, and well, Michelle Gucken will have to run a marathon to get to that one, but eventually it's Lucy Dunn that gathers it up. And Wicklow going to counter-attack again. Well, when they're ahead, they'll take those kind of mistakes all day. Lena Dowling now from Bolton Glass. Wicklow very much with the momentum, despite not having the wind advantage.
Absolutely, and Leitrim really been very wasteful, and not been as effective as they can be. Well done by Claire Owens there, tapping, breaking the possession there.
Well won back there by Claire Owens, who's a real out-and-out defender, it has to be said.
Well, we're looking at 6 Wicklow players back in their own back line, and there's only 3 Leitrim players back there. So Leitrim need to drive forward a lot more too if they're going to put Wicklow under pressure there.
Yeah, Michelle Gucken hasn't had as nearly the amount of possession as she would have liked either, you'd have to feel.
Yeah, well, there's a player sitting in the pocket in front of her, and we've been kicking it short. Leitrim have been kicking it short to Michelle and giving her no chance at all. Laura Dowd winning that free there, so maybe they can build for something.
Another chance for Michelle to add to her tally. She drives it in with all her fury, but it's not going to reap any dividends, and Wicklow look like they can do no wrong here in the back at the minute. It's been quite a while since Leitrim have gotten a score. Leash O'Dowd was their only one to kick a point for them so far. Their only score so far in the second half. And with 8 minutes to go, Leitrim seem to be in something of a scoring desert here at the minute. It's Maeve Deany now. Deany to Hogan. Scored a crucial goal earlier on. Winders over here to Cullen, who's been running like mad all day. Cullen has Maeve Deany in support. Deany, she's going to take the shot on. Twists and turns, and a bit too much twisting and turning for Gus Chapman's like. He'd be a fairly strict judge on Strictly Come Dancing, or whatever they call that. And a chance for Leitrim to counter-attack again.
You're nearly waiting for Leitrim to wake up in this second half at the moment.
Just the 1 point so far in the second half from Laura O'Dowd. Leah Fox has it again. She's trying to do an awful lot. She's taking on 2 players. Fox plays it inside to Shiva Quinn. Shiva Quinn 1-on-1. Shiva Quinn with the shot, and Shiva Quinn with the goal. The substitute that just came on earlier, and Leitrim very much back in this game now, and a brilliant finish from the young girl.
Wonderful finish by Shiva, but what a beautiful pass from Leah Fox. Great vision, seeing her and getting it to her. Not just a beautiful pass there, and well finished by Shiva Quinn.
Well, inspiration was exactly what Leitrim were looking for, and that's what they got when Leah Fox played that ball in. And
Sarah Reynolds coming on now, and Brona O'Rourke gone off for Sarah Reynolds on.
Yeah, Sarah Reynolds, another member of last year's Leitrim minor panel, just coming off there in place of Brona O'Rourke.
Sarah getting straight in there and getting a line ball for Leitrim.
And the momentum has very much swung right back in Leitrim's favour, who, remember, have the wind. Very well gathered up there by Wicklow.
Sarah Jane Winder doing very well.
Yeah. I'm just recognising her by her blue headband, and she had it off there on that particular occasion, so I just wasn't sure whether I was going to call out the wrong name. But that's the thing about women's football, they're an awful lot easier to identify with the different hairdos and hairbands and all that sort of thing.
Wicklow on the attack here again now.
It's forward to Marie Keeley, one of Wicklow's star performers here today. 7 points so far. Wicklow still in front. No great urgency. They're just looking to slow it down. They are playing against the wind, it has to be bared in mind. Good ball in there now to Maeve Deeney. And it looked like Shaylin Ward took a bit of a bang there.
She did, and one wonders why it took so long if the player was on the ground for that to be a free out.
Yeah, well, certainly nothing more frustrating than when a player's down and the referee won't call a halt, but Gus Chapman has done that there. But Shaylin is back on her feet again. It's good to see, and in the meantime you can just see on your screen there Sheafra Adams coming on, and Maeve Deeney, who's had a very good game, it has to be said, but just looks like she's ran out of steam. She's been replaced by Sheafra Adams from Baltinglass, who was due to start. It's certainly very interesting to see what a fresh pair of legs there at corner forward can bring to the occasion, but Maeve Deeney certainly made her mark there today. A goal and a point and a crucial penalty in the first half. And now it's Leitrim that need the scores. And Wicklow still pressing so hard up there, further up the field. And
Megan McGovern got a bang on the head there.
Yeah, the bruises and the bangs starting to mount up here now. It's that sort of an occasion, but Megan just...
It should restart with Leitrim having possession. Cornian had managed to corner off the ball there.
Yeah, just a goal and a point is all that Leitrim have scored so far this season, and I just see another sub coming in there now. I think it's Rebecca Rooney that's...
Substitution on the Wicklow side. Number 13, Sheafra Adam, replaces number 12, Maeve Deeney.
It looks like the referee might be throwing it up actually.
Yeah, he's going to throw it up, and you heard the Wicklow sub announced, but I think I just see Rebecca Rooney coming on there for Avian Quinn. Just off your camera there, and it's going to be Kernan versus Gorman yet again.
Aoife Gorman quite strong in the air. Oh,
Gorman gets it down, did she?
I would think she had her knee on the ground there.
And Gus is going to have another go at it. He's telling them to keep away from it. They're like hungry dogs ready to grab a lump of meat. Charlene Tyrrell gets that ball. She has to find an option. Gives it to Kernan. Kernan over here to Claire Owens. Decides to switch the play and just charging forward here now is Rebecca Rooney getting her first touch of the afternoon.
Oh, lovely ball by Mary Alice.
Lovely ball inside to Shiva Quinn, who scored a goal only a couple of minutes ago. Michelle Guckin probably wasn't the best option to take the shot on there. And Charlene Tyrrell is, or Shaylin Ward rather, is fighting really hard to win that one back and doesn't. And now it's Wicklow's turn yet again. Laura Hogan from Tinnahealy has it again. Back to Sarah Jane Winters.
Number 19, Rebecca Rooney, replaces number 2, Avian Quinn.
Wicklow managing their advantage very well, just slowing it down around the middle, dragging Leitrim players over and back the field.
And Wicklow in no hurry here now.
Certainly if they can get that ball inside, there seems to be very little cover back there.
Yes.
They're starting to funnel back now, but that's because Niamh Cullen, not for the first time today, really testing the Leitrim half back line, and she wins her free over on the left hand side, the Blessington woman.
Yeah, she has been very good at bringing that ball up and getting good passes into her full forward line.
Scored 2-1 against Laois during the Leinster campaign. Hasn't scored today, but has been very influential nonetheless. Just a minute to go here now. Marie Keeley is not going to be in any particular hurry to take this one.
No, you have to imagine it's a little bit outside of her range. So it'll be interesting to see where she goes. You'd expect her to go short with it. Although maybe she'll put it in on the square and see what happens.
And we just see Shaylin Ward making way there. Shaylin didn't get on the scoreboard, but an industrious display nonetheless.
On the Leitrim side, number 22, Vivian Egan, replaces number 27, Shaylin Ward.
Well, just in case you didn't hear that, that's number 22, Vivian Egan, that tried to win that ball there, but Sarah Jane Winters is wise to that one, and Winters actually goes down there. Looks like she got a bit of a puck, but no more than Claire Owens, she has guarded that centre half back position diligently all afternoon, and Gus Chapman calling for attention there, but Sarah Jane Winters, she's barely put a foot wrong in that role today, Maeve.
She has been very strong, she really has. She has, and she has driven out with it when she has got it. She's very, very strong in that centre half position. Had a very good game all day. Wicklow in no hurry at this stage, protecting a 1 point lead, it has to be said, but they're certainly showing a lot of patience when they're bringing it up front.
Yeah, and I think the other game there, well, at half time the score anyway was Wexford 1-5, Offaly no score. So this will put, if things stand as they are, it'll be Wexford and Wicklow that'll be top of this group in a couple of minutes' time. And we're going into injury time here now. Leitrim still trailing by a point, and they have a chance now to try and make something of this. Emma McGovern to Kernan. Kernan tries to drive away through, but she's held up there. And eventually it's Helena Dowland from Baltinglass that tries to force that one out. And Gus Chapman blowing for the free out to Wicklow yet again, and that will be the last thing that Leitrim wanted at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I think it's important that Leitrim get that ball in fast, move it fast through the hands at this stage.
But there's not much time left. It'll be interesting to see how much injury time there is. There were a few knocks and bangs along the way. Sarah Jane Winters in a dangerous position, plays across her goal to Jackie Kinch. Kinch gets it out. So need to shepherd that to safety. Shanna Gotland now. Gotland to Jackie Byrne. Byrne brings it forward to Laura Hogan. Hogan near the halfway line, but Lisa Bruin says that thou shalt not pass.
And Leitrim certainly putting Wicklow under a lot of pressure there, not letting them out with the ball.
But Wicklow just seemed determined just to let Leitrim almost expend their legs. They've given it their all here today. It's certainly a return of 1-1 in the second half. Not really going to cut it. Chance is still there now. Wicklow surging forward, looking for that assurance score. Eve Cullen tries to carry it forward, and she gets her just rewards in the end, and it's going to be a free in, and it's exactly what Wicklow wanted at this late stage.
And you couldn't argue with that. Marie Keeley getting that free there. And Niamh Cullen again crucial in moving that ball down along the Wicklow sideline.
Yeah, Niamh Cullen and Marie Keeley certainly the two stars in that Wicklow forward line today. And Marie Keeley hitting Wicklow 6 wide of the day, but she's not really going to care. Some of the Wicklow faithful calling for Gus Chapman to blow it up, and that he duly does, and it is finished in disappointment for the home side here in Drumshanbo. Wicklow 3-10, Leitrim 3-9. Well, you only need to look at the stats from the second half. They only scored 1-1. Maeve Leitrim, they just didn't score enough in the second half.
Yeah, very disappointing performance on Leitrim. Just really never seemed to wake up there until that last 10 minutes in the game. For the first 20 minutes of the game, they really were losing the ball when their passes up to the full forward line just weren't happening. They were kicking it short, not keeping possession, and really giving away possession, unforced errors almost, and making it easy for Wicklow to defend.
And where do you feel Wicklow got the better of them overall?
Well, really, I think that case of when Leitrim had possession, they needed to drive and force up, and that wasn't happening. And they were, I mean, and those few crucial balls where the heads went down when we were giving it away, we were short passes in where the ball was being lost. Yeah,
and of course 2 tough away tests here now for Leitrim, but look at the I suppose they'll have to take a couple of positives from the game today. They still scored 3-9, so they'll probably. But do you think that there will be positives to take from here
Oh,
today?
absolutely. I mean, that's a fierce scoreline, and it was a terrific game. I mean, they have the ability to score. It just seemed to, in the second half, it just wasn't happening for them. Again, in the last 10 minutes there, they really put Wicklow under severe pressure, and we're putting that pressure on, not letting Wicklow come out with the ball. I'd be very hopeful that they'll turn it around in the next game and get the win out of it.
Yeah, but I think it's fair to say the real winner here today was ladies football. It has been a fantastic game. It has finished 3-10 to 3-9 here in the Division 4 of the ladies All-Ireland final round 1. And from myself and Maeve Quinn here, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this wonderful game here today. And no doubt we'll be back in the future with more action here from the Ladies Intermediate All-Ireland Championship. Thanks for watching today. Girl, me and Mahgav Galer.